In the heart of South London's Clapham Junction, where the Mesa estate echoed with sirens, ambition and siren calls of the street, a boy named Alton Lewis Turner, known to the world as Cmontana, learned to survive before he ever learned to dream. His world was chaos wrapped in concrete, drug dealers in Balenciaga, police raids in the night. But at home, his mother's voice cut through it all, sharp, loving and relentless. She told him these wise words: read, learn, never give up. She planted seeds of greatness while the streets tempted him with shortcuts. By year 9, he'd been kicked out of school, too many scraps, too much fire in his belly, but beneath the rebellion burned a rare hunger. While others chased clout, he chased margins. At 14, he was pulling in £100 a week, selling sweets and running paper rounds. His classroom was his Londis corner shop, and YouTube videos were his textbooks. C was a hustler turned millionaire in the making. At 20, he was bleeding money in the stock market, losing tens of thousands, learning more. At 22, whispers in Canary Wharf handed him gold. Insider tips, market momentum, loopholes. His laptop became a weapon, his phone a money machine. Millions flowed in, villas in Dubai, Germany, Barcelona. A £330,000 Richard Mille gleamed on his wrist like a crown. He wasn't just rich, he was untouchable, a South London legend who'd cracked the code. Then came July 2020. It was a quiet morning in a friend's apartment in Tower Hamlets, until the door exploded off its hinges. Boom! Counter-terrorism police. Scotland Yard, guns drawn. Screams echoed through the hallway. Dozens of boots stormed the flat as Cmontana froze mid-bite of his 3-course breakfast he was eating in the kitchen. Get down! You're under arrest! They accused him of being a millionaire narco, moving serious weight, Class A, 300 kilograms a month, a £1 million a week operation. They called him a kingpin, a drug lord, painting a picture that hit harder than any punch. But there were no drugs, no cash, no phone, just a name on a screen and rap lyrics twisted into evidence. Prosecutors claimed his crimes were laid out on EncroChat, the encrypted messaging platform cracked by European intelligence just months earlier. But Lewis Turner had never seen that phone, never sent a message. Yet now, he was staring down decades behind bars with a case built on digital forensics and hearsay. The EncroChat case sent shockwaves across Europe. In the UK alone, over 1,000 people were arrested, many without drugs, surveillance or physical evidence, just alleged messages and the trappings of unexplained wealth. Cmontana's empire, his properties, Rolexes, and raw, unapologetic music was twisted into a narrative of guilt. The prosecution didn't see a trader or an artist. They saw a threat. In HMP Thameside, the silence was deafening. His cell was smaller than his ensuite back home, with a toilet shared beside a stranger's bed. Locked down for 23 hours a day, time crawled. Outside, the vultures circled online, waiting, watching, writing him off. He's finished, 35 years, gone. But the streets didn't know the man staring back in the mirror. He sharpened his mind with books, his pain with ink, scribbling bars that turned into his rawest project yet. Jumpy. Faith, loyalty, and strategy kept him grounded. His girlfriend never missed a call, and his mother's voice echoed in his mind like a daily prayer. Steady, grounding, unshakable. Then came the war, Winchester Crown Court. A 7-figure legal battle led by a legendary QC with lawyers spanning France and Holland. The fees had already hit £700,000 and were still climbing. Prosecutors painted him as a global fugitive, a man with too many passports, too many escape routes. But his legal team struck back, arguing the EncroChat messages were live intercepts and legally inadmissible in British courts. The case stalled as appeals piled up and costs soared, creating a financial and legal nightmare that seemed impossible to escape. In December 2020, after custody time limits expired, he was granted bail. Cameras caught him grinning, prison bag in hand, walking out of Thameside like a man who'd just escaped death. But the fight was far from over. At 31, Alton Lewis Turner stood at a cliff's edge. The Court of Appeal's ruling on the EncroChat evidence was still in limbo, with his application to dismiss the case locked in suspense. The jury hadn't spoken, but the stakes were louder than ever. 25 to 35 years inside, or freedom. Yet he moved with calm defiance, scammed out of £1 million, betrayed, dragged through the dirt, mocked at every turn. And still, he stood strong. His music's sharper now, more purpose, less flash. His track, Boss Is Back, silenced the doubters. Labels were interested, but he's done chasing checks. If it's not mutual benefit, it's nothing, he says. The last time the streets heard from Cmontana was 5 to 6 years ago, and speculation swirled. Some say he got rich and left the UK, while others claim he's caught up in another big case and is remanded. However, he might be awaiting trial. He might be battling shadows. But in his soul, Cmontana is free. And no courtroom, no sentence, no digital ghost can cage the man he's become.